Okay, let's talk about the hands. All right, the hand routine is pretty simple because what we want to do is we want to make sure that we understand that we're having to stretch the forearm. The fingers start here. They do not start here. So basically, I'm looking at being able to pull my fingers, but also I want to push. I can take my hand like this and push in between my fingers. If it's super sore when I push in between my fingers, that means inflammation has set up in between my fingers. Remember, the finger starts here. So I want to be able to push, 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 push. If I'm feeling a lot of pain or a lot of tension in between my fingers, then I need to get a piece of something and push, and it's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good, but you've got to get that where you can push in between your fingers and not cause any pain. That's vital. That's the number one thing that you need to do, is to be able to get the fascia moving in between these fingers, okay? Once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but the fingers start here, not here. So we want to be able to get wide, all right? So if we get wide and press in between, that's going to help the hands. And then also dexterity, where we're moving them one at a time. Any functional movement like this, if you do this and you begin to fatigue, then you know that this is a situation that needs to be tended to. So if you're doing this and all of a sudden you're feeling that burning, then you know you need to make sure that you do that daily. All right? Next one, you've seen me do this several times, the prayer pose. What I'm wanting to do is push the hands together, bring the hands down and through like this. That's important. Another one is the twisting pose. That'll help out tremendously. Taking the hands out in front, taking the thumb, putting it down, turning it around. Now I have woven my hands together, and then I'm going to bring the thumb back and through, and then I want to lay my arms out, keeping my fingers tangled together. You don't want to release the fingers. If you release the fingers, then you're not, and you want to get those arms straight, okay? So remember, it's here, like that, and then you want to go here, like that. Get those fingers entangled together, and then bring that open. All right? Work up to that. The forearm is made to rotate. Finally, and probably the most aggressive one, the one that's going to hurt the most, all right, is when you're able to put the hand down and then you're going to lean into the hand. So if I put the hands down like this, straighten my arms and lean into the hand. Lean into the hand. Lean into the hand. And remember, exhale on the stretch. Good. Then one at a time, you want to take your hand, and this is the one that's really going to get into the thumb. So be very, very careful with this. So you're going to take your hand and get to a point where you can see how I'm rolling my elbow in. Right there, that's going to hit that thumb like crazy. And then you want to work at coming back. If you can't get in this position right here, then just stay here. Just find the spot right there. That's stretching that thumb. Even being right there, I don't even need to come back. But what I want to work is I want to work to be able to come back and then not have any space. If you can't do it, you can take and push right here, but be careful. This is what's going to be able to light it up, and you're going to be like, ah! But if you bend your arm, it's not going to work. You've got to keep that arm set, and you've got to push into that side. That's the one that really, really gets you. Okay? Now, those are the stretches. This is the strengthening. You can take your bell. This is the 15-pound bell. And you can put it like that. Okay? And then you can just roll it over. Keeping the elbows set, and you're just rolling it over. Just like that. And it seems really, really simple, but it works really, really well. And then the other one you can do is this. Just sit there and just hold that like that. And that's going to strengthen. And the more you get it out on the end of your fingers, the more stretch is going to come. Okay? All right. So, remember, pushing in between. Anyway, I won't go through all of it again. But if you can go through that routine, it'll make a huge difference. I have to do that a lot because I'm using my hands constantly. If it's for another person, then help them to make sure if you're using a finger device with the laptop, or you're using a mouse, or you're like this all the time, most people hold their hands up when they're doing this. You need to have something that they can rest the palm, the butt of their hands on, and then get your elbows up and the butt of your hands down. If you have your elbows down and then you're doing this all the time, that really overloads the forearm. Hopefully that'll help.